Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vassell, and welcome to 10,000 and Below, a continuing series where I go through Board Game Geek, examining all the games that are ranked 10,000 or less in the ranking of board games, because these games don't often get a lot of love, many times for good reasons. We're just going through them 100 at a time, so here we go. We're at 10,701, and I always take a look at the first and last game on each list, so we're definitely going to take a look here at Road to Enlightenment. So Road to Enlightenment here is a game where you control, this is different people, this is from Conquistador Games. You control scientists, artists, philosophers, religious leaders, politicians, and military leaders. It looks like an actually pretty interesting game. I'm pretty sure this one's come across my path at some point. I really haven't heard a lot about it, honestly. But it has gotten a decent amount of reviews, but then again, not in a very positive way either, because again, it's ranked pretty lowly. Maybe it's the art on it, because they're using public domain stuff, I guess, for the most part. Alrighty, well, the next one I have played, this one is Caro. I gave this one a 6. This one here, you are basically laying squares next to each other and making color combinations to get the maximum number of points. So this one, I reviewed this one 5 years ago in December. There's the different cubes there, and you're just putting them out. Yeah, I remember this. Some colors got you more points in various ways. It was fine, it just wasn't fantastic. All right, Mia. This one came out in 600. It's an ancient bluffing. Not very often we see a game that's ranked. That came out in the year 600. You use 2 dice and a cup, and it's very similar to Liar's Dice. You announce a higher roll than the previous roll. The announcement can be challenged, and you lose a life. So the non-standard ordering your rolls. 21 is the best roll. Then 11, then 22, then 33, 44, 55, 66. Then 65, 64. Oh my. Well, I guess if you played a lot, you would know that. All right, here's another one that has over 100 ratings. Die Dreisend Holzwurm. Oh, there's another Kramer and Kiesling game. This came out from Queen Games, and this came out in 1998. This was before Queen Games were really very popular in America. I like the artwork there on this game. So it says it translates something like the 13th Woodworm, and it's similar to games like Six Nimmt, where you're putting positive and negative cards into groups and taking the resultant points. Okay. Well, there you go. I've not heard of this one before, and that's one of the reasons we're doing this. Grandboys DBlock. I like the name of that one. All right, let's take a look at DBlock. It's a casual strategy game. Wait a minute, I feel like I have seen this at a convention. And the way you turn these, I'm pretty sure I had the company explain this to me. I've seen this in person. It looks neat, but I don't know much more than that it's an abstract strategy game and that you are flipping them, and the way you flip them will give you special abilities for future times. All right, we got a couple war games here. Richmond, Banzai, Eagles of Empires, Borodino, and Pinata Party. I remember Pinata Party. This is a game in which there's candies dropping down. You're trying to collect candies, and you're going to move and then pick up. But there's different movement in every game. And it sounds really cool, and that picture looks a lot better than the actual game looks. That's definitely a 3D rendering. But it doesn't look horrible when it's set up either. And it's about getting candy, but it's a little more thinky than I would like, and yet also super light. So that combo doesn't always work for me. Here's one of the Rick and Morty's. The Ricks Must Be Crazy multiverse game. There's a lot. This game's called Goodwill. Is it about Goodwill or the Goodwill store? You're an investor trying to buy shares of companies. I will never understand the names of some games. I actually don't dislike the look of this game. It looks pretty interesting. And it's just called Goodwill. All right, Ches Grunt. I remember when So Steve Jackson is known for Munchkin, right? But that's not the only series that they had, and they had the Ches Geek games. I never actually played this. You're trying to be a slacker, I suppose, and here this is a variant, Ches Grunt, which came out in 2003, and yeah, the artwork still, John Kovalik did the artwork for these too. And from what I understand, it's yet another one of these, you know, take that style games. This one has not lasted like Munchkin has, though. Go Gecko Go, Dread Pirate, Buccaneers Revenge. This came out in 2006. It's very similar to Dread Pirate, apparently. It's from French Porch Classic and University Games. Wonder, this does not look like a game that I would find interesting. It looks like the game is trying to be classy, but isn't that good. I like the name, though. All right, some more war games. There's a beach volleyball game, but Tanto Curie, Bandits. 185 people have ranked Bandits. This is from Buffalo Games. It came out in 2008. A light Wild West Gold Rush game. I don't believe I've even seen this one. Buffalo makes some light, fun games, though, for sure. Silly, cartoony artwork on it. Huh. Has anyone from the Dice Tower ever played this or reviewed it? I'm not seeing a review. An inexpensive little game. Well, there you go. That's a lot of ratings. Incubation and Turandot. Both of these games, I reviewed one last year and one 10 years ago. Well, the Incubation game, I remember, this is about dragons. So you're going to be finding different dragons and getting the things to kind of wake up your dragons. And unfortunately, it's an interesting game where you roll dice, but it didn't have as much oomph as I'd like it to have. Turandot, I very much remember the cover for this game. It was a DV Jachi game. You're going to recruit people to sing and... man, I remember the artwork, and I remember not liking it that much, thinking it was okay, just grabbing people from the middle, but I gave it a 5, and when I give something a 5 in 2009, that's even probably lower than it would be today, unfortunately. Trail of the Fox, Politico. I do know Politico. Politico is a John Cloudis game from Small Box. This one, as you notice, I ranked very poorly. I think John Cloudis is a genius and has made some fantastic games, but this one I just did not like at all. Now, part of that doesn't look that great, but when I ranked this, I was definitely kinder to it than I would be nowadays. I just felt like it was very random, and I like the idea of putting political stuff on things, but this one did not work for me. Oh man, Star Trek HeroClix Tactics. So it's puts you in charge of Klingon and HeroClix vessels, and is compatible with HeroClix core rules systems. Is this an actual game? Yeah, I guess so. This did not take off at all. Interesting. And it's compatible? How would you do that? The Enterprise against Wolverine? Yeah, this is a thing. This did not last long at all. When did that come out? 2012. Well, there you go. Area 51 Top Secret, Queen of the Cupcakes. This one has 241 ratings. Part of that is because there's some cool looking cupcakes here. This came out in 2005. That's because this game has multiple titles here. The other alternate names are King of the Beasts and the Trash Pack. I'm pretty sure King of the Beasts is the, let's see if we go down to my ratings. Yep, King of the Beasts is the one I reviewed, the mythological one, 14 years ago. And so you are trying to pick who's going to win the most votes against these mythological beasts. And now it's about cupcakes. I'm going to say I think Queen of the Cupcakes sounds like a better theme. Super Packs Phase 10 Masters Edition. Well, I can't imagine that I would like this much better than Phase 10. My opinion of Phase 10 is quite low if you watch the I Hate Games. I can't look at this anymore. Sorry, folks. All right. Patton's Vanguard Ghost Blaster. Winter, Schwartz's Gold. Sabotage. Well, I've played Sabotage, so let's take a look here at this one. Ah, yes. This one was actually, I believe Stronghold reprinted this one at some point. This one you made these different ships. No, Yellow, not Stronghold. Yellow. And then you extended the ships and they were shooting at each other. And so the ships would move. And I thought it was okay. The concept is a lot cooler, but you're shooting and then there's a pipe and it goes through the pipe and it comes back around and shoots a ship on the other side. That sounds really fun in theory. But at the end of the day, I thought it was okay. Spotted Party, one of the very many Spotted variants. And oh, here's a game that you probably know, 10,739 Jenga, which came out in 1983. I remember that day fondly. Now, Jenga, of course, there's a gazillion ripoffs of this game. But Jenga itself here, which has 2,300 comments, over 10,000 ratings. There's a lot of ratings for a game that's ranked this low. I ranked it a 5 myself. You know what? I'm going to upgrade my ranking to a 6 because you know what? Look at my comment. It says boring. There are many dexterity games out there. I'll have to fix that comment later because I'll put there are many dexterity games out there, but yet, sorry, part of my words are off screen. This is still a classic that works, especially the jumbo versions. And I'll fix especially there. Alrighty. Come on. I can't hate on Jenga that much, especially those large versions are a lot of fun. Alrighty, we got Dobbs Quest for the Key. WordSpot has 172 ratings. This game's from 2006, a fast-paced word game for 2 players. You put out word tiles and you add them, and you got to find words on the board. It's a kind of a classic. Oh, it's from Front Porch Classics, I see. Looks classy. Ooh, that doesn't look bad, actually. Huh. I like how that looks. Maybe this would be a fun one to play. All right, there's a Gremlins Inc. game. I'm assuming this is not based on the movie. Nope. Steampunk world of corrupt capitalist gremlins. I'm already kind of out there. Maybe. This came out in 2015. Assist. This one I gave a 6 to. You notice I give a lot of 6s to games that are down in this one here. You pick a chosen word, and each turn you ask a question or give an answer. You're trying to assist people by guessing a hidden word before they can. That's interesting. You must answer as honestly as possible. When did I review this game? Almost 10 years ago. I think I'd have to go back and watch it. It's very forgettable, apparently. Quirkle cards. Well, when Quirkle was extremely popular, they were making all different variants. So here's a Quirkle cards one that says it plays very similar to Rummikub. Oh, there's certainly a lot of prettiness to how this looks. The cards look great in it. All right. First team Vietnam. Constantinople was once called Istanbul. Ski Wampus. Okay, there's another one I've played at some point. Oh, yeah, yes. Okay, so in this one, you play these tiles down, and you're trying to put tiles down in such a way that you can put these markers on, like odd numbers. Although in this case, it's on top of them. So once you fill something up with odd numbers, then you could put that disc on top of them that says odd numbers. So it would actually not fit on top of any of the discs that are being built right now because some of those include even numbers. It's actually a very pretty looking game. And I thought it was fine. The problem with this game is that if you're really fast at it, you will probably do better than other people. More war games. Legends of the Three Kingdoms. This one has a lot of ratings for a game that came out in 2007. I know this is based on some rich history, a Chinese classic novel, and so probably that's why. I've not ever played this game, but I've definitely heard of it. So Legends of the Three Kingdoms. All right, we got Small Detectives, Kaboom Universe. Is this based on the Kaboom game? No, it is not. This is a Dinosaurs getting hit by meteor game. I want you to save the dinosaurs, says that alien. I'll do so, sir. All right, as we slide down here and look at the different games, there's a Fauna Compact, a small little game for Fauna. How big is it in the box? That is really small. Fauna is a game in which you are basically guessing where is this part of the world is this lizard from, and you guess, and you get points if you're close. So this is a small version. I don't think the game's so good that I would want to do that. I mean, I like the game, but I don't need a small version of it. Hamster Rally. So this game, which was designed by Frank Branham and John Kovalik did the artwork, and Jolly Roger Games, Hamster Rally is based on the award-winning, it says here, Dork Tower comic strips. There's different Dork Tower people in here, and you're racing. I don't believe I ever played this game. It looks like a Steve Jackson game, but that's because many people are used to seeing John Kovalik's artwork with them. Kimono, just talked about this one, came out in 2017. It's a really, really pretty, nice back and forth two-player. Is it two-player only, I think? I'm trying to remember if it's two-player only. 2 to 4, but it says best with 2. I really like it, and I especially like the artwork in this one a lot. All right, Slaughterstein. This is a ghost game with a ghost wand. You are hiding, you are running people, your ghost, through the castle here. So that's interesting. I tend to like games from Haba for kids. Let's see. There's a Locust Jr. What is that? Fewer squares? Maybe there's smaller pieces, easier to fit in. That doesn't look much different than Blocus. It looks like a two-player Blocus, so there's that. Interesting. Berlin 45, The Nightmare Ends. There's another Magic the Gathering dual deck, Robotech Attack on the SDF1. This came out in 2018. This is a pretty big cooperative game based on a property that a lot of people like. And I just could not get through the rulebook on this one. It was a tough rulebook to get through, which is why we didn't review it from this end. But obviously did not get a lot of other ratings also, and it down pretty far. Lineage 2, the board game. This is one I would have to go back to and look at again. It's been a long time since I played this one. I think this came out in Korea with chips, and I remember playing and thinking, wow, this is a unique, different style game based on something I've never heard of before. And so I have to go back and read my own review on it to see what I think of it. Speedy Pickers, Giant Monster Rampage, Elementos, Autumn of Glory, Master Labyrinth. Master Labyrinth has quite a few reviews. Labyrinth, of course, gets a lot of buzz, and this is the 2007 Dragon-themed edition of this game. Looks great, and a lot of people like it, but still is ranked in the bottom 10,000. Battleground Historical Warfare, the Second Punic War. Now, Battleground Fantasy Warfare is a game I like a lot, where there's fantasy, and they tried to put in some actual real units in this game. Now, I don't think the artwork for this game has aged tremendously well, but I still really like the Battleground Fantasy Warfare. It's a miniature game, so this card that I'm showing you right now is a group of cavalry. This is the amount of hit points they have, and there's a bunch of stats, how many dice they roll, what they need to roll to hit, what their range is, and how far they move. I like how everything is there on a card. The historical one, I like it. Probably not as much as I like the actual fantasy stuff, but there you go. Xenofile, I'm not going to actually click on the ranking for this one. XXX Xenofile, that should tell you enough about it. This is a game, I know about the game, you're connecting stuff next to each other, and in this game you're basically trying to hook up with as many people as you possibly can, based on Phil Foglio's comic strip of the same name. Ram Speed, I guess we'll look at it. Doesn't have over 100 ratings, but 99 is a lot. Ooh, it's another micro game. These micro games get a lot of ratings. These came in magazines. Woof. Woof. Well, I guess not for me. All right, let's go down some more. King's Blood. This is from 2003. So, I don't know anything about this. Why does it have so many ratings? Oh, it's from Steve Jackson Games. Okay, so marriage, royalty, tragedy. Will your line reign supreme? Doesn't seem like it's a silly game like many Steve Jackson games are, though. Decock. This one just came out last year at Essen, and this is a game in which you are basically tracing a picture as fast as you can. We played this live, and then people have to guess what your drawing is. The faster you draw, the more points you possibly can get. I like it a lot. My First Stone Age, the card game. It's kind of an interesting My First Stone Age, great game. And then they came out with the card game, which is also a good game. And then they can be combined, which is also cool. Probably I like the board game better. Remnants. Oh yeah, Remnants. This is from Fireside Games, isn't it? It is from Fireside Games. It's a post-apocalyptic style game from them. I'm not sure. I did not play it or review it. Sam Healy played this one and reviewed it, so you can check that out to find more about it. Amerigo, this one from 2008. Now, I think there's more than one game called Amerigo, which would probably cause some confusion. This is a DV Jochi. Looks very samey to other games from this style. Candy Time. Candy Time is you're flipping tiles over and trying to match, or you're placing tiles trying to match candy, but basically you get points for matching the different styles of candy, and if you get lucky, you'll draw the right tile. It's okay at best. And then finally, the last one for this grouping here, which takes us up to 10,800, London Markets. London Markets is from Queen Games and is one that I thought I would like a lot more when I saw it. You go to these different areas in the board and you're getting cards, but paper money, that doesn't help things. It just did not play that well for me. It's from Michael Schacht, and I tend to like his stuff often, but in this particular case, it was maybe a little longer than it should have been. Alrighty, well, those are all the games in today's edition of 10,000 and Below. Are there games I missed I should have talked about, or games I did talk about and you find them interesting? Comment below. Until next time, I'm Tom Vassell, and this is the Dice Tower.